NASSCO's mission is to set standards for the assessment, maintenance, and rehabilitation of underground infrastructure, and to assure the continued acceptance and growth of trenchless technologies. Our vision is to increase the awareness of aging underground infrastructure and to provide viable solutions through education, technical resources, and industry advocacy. Our highly active committees make this happen. Adhering to our core values of knowledge, fairness, adaptability, camaraderie, efficiency, and support, NASSCO's dynamic committees made a major impact on our industry in 2018. NASSCO's Asset Management Committee worked with the Buried Asset Management Institute on its certification of training in asset management, developed deeper relationships with institutions of higher learning, and compiled a list of each state's requirements and needs pertaining to asset management. As a 501c6 trade association, one of NASSCO's greatest responsibilities is to ensure we are heard in Washington. This year, NASSCO's Government Relations Committee did just that when a contingency comprised of NASSCO's Executive Director, Committee Chair and Co-Chair, member of the Board of Directors, and Government Relations Consultant visited Capitol Hill to meet with congressional offices and staff. They introduced NASSCO and expressed the need for increased funding for the repair of our aging infrastructure. The committee also lobbied Congress to support a new grant program in America's Water Infrastructure Act of 2018. Usually, water infrastructure funding is via loans or financing, but a grant program will provide a new source of funding for many of the most difficult-to-fund projects. To support these initiatives, the committee created the first-ever NASSCO Sewer System Heroes Grassroots Advocacy Program so members can quickly and easily contact federal senators and representatives via NASSCO.org. This highly active committee also developed a federal policy recommendations document to provide an overview of the needs and challenges of underground water infrastructure. NASSCO's Health and Safety Committee made great strides in providing the industry with the latest in health and safety requirements of local, state, and federal regulatory agencies. One of the main achievements of this committee was the development of a safety video on pipe plug safety.
Safety must be at the core of every standard. This video focuses on the inherent dangers associated with pipe plugs. Pipe plugs are usually cylinder-shaped devices inserted into pipelines and inflated against the walls of the pipe to temporarily stop flow.
The Health and Safety Committee also explored ever-increasing health and safety issues surrounding opioid addiction and suicide, examined opportunities to provide NASSCO safety training via certified safety instructors, and developed content for future safety videos, which will become part of a growing library on NASSCO.org. Closely tied to NASSCO's Pipeline Assessment Certification Program, the Infrastructure Condition Assessment Committee focused much of its time on providing recommendations to improve and enhance PACP training materials. Specific activities included reviewing condition grades, developing a metric version of PACP, and writing a script for a PACP risk management online training video. But this important committee's activity did not stop there. They also contributed content and edits to the recently released Manual of Practice, developed and published a cross-bore specification guideline, and presented on the topic of the history and benefits of PACP at the 2019 WET Show. Originally formed to expand PACP in South America, this year NASSCO's International Relations Committee also worked to address specific needs of our Canadian market. Organized by CISTT, Colombia's Institute of the International Society for Trenchless Technology, the committee held 2 PACP courses in South America, which drew students from Costa Rica, Mexico, Colombia, Ecuador, and Chile. Much of the Lateral Rehabilitation Committee's activity this past year came from a separate work group developed to focus on plumbing codes. One of the most notable activities was working together to protect cured-in-place pipe as a viable option for the repair of cast iron piping. The committee also presented lateral rehabilitation overview presentations during industry conferences throughout the year. Ensuring manhole rehabilitation is properly represented across the industry, this committee presented at industry conferences and contributed content to NASSCO's recently published Manual of Practice and the REHABZONE Committee. The Manhole Rehabilitation Committee also finalized revisions to the NASSCO and ASCE Manual of Practice on manhole rehabilitation, which is in final review. Since the topic of O&M covers such a wide area, NASSCO's Operations and Maintenance Committee is made up of smaller work groups. The O&M Committee's Large Diameter Work Group completed a specification on cleaning large diameter pipes, which is in final review. The newly formed Bypass Pumping Work Group began writing a guideline on bypass pumping, and the Jetter Code of Practice Work Group continued its focus on expanding the Jetter Manual to include cleaning and extraction technologies. One of the most important projects of NASSCO's Pipe Rehabilitation Committee and its Cured-in-Place Work Group was oversight of the CIPP Emissions Safety Study. Phase 1 of the study was completed by Curie, which determined earlier reports to be non-conclusive. The second phase of the study, which includes site testing of small, medium, and large diameter pipes by the TTC and U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, will be completed soon. With an objective to incorporate as many technologies as possible, this important committee also began the development of a specification guideline for fiberglass reinforced pipe and spiral wound technologies. NASSCO's Pressure Pipe Committee was created to establish standards to assess and rehabilitate force mains and water lines. Committee members came together to contribute their knowledge in the development of a 3-hour technical track, which was presented at UCT. Subjects included using risk to drive pipeline integrity programs, cleaning and preparation for water main lining, and how pressure pipeline rehabilitation test requirements bridge the technological gap. This year, the REHABZONE Committee, in partnership with UCT, refreshed the annual event with a new brand and marketing materials. The committee also worked with NASSCO staff to design a new website. Intended to promote the annual REHABZONE event, the website was developed to also serve as a valuable resource on all trenchless technologies throughout the year. This year's REHABZONE at UCT included additional systems for the annual Cutter Challenge and a new bypass pump display. NASSCO's Software Committee works with all software vendors to establish and implement uniform programs that incorporate PACP, MACP, and LACP. 2018 activities included evaluating the PACP certification process for improvements to make the process more robust. The committee also included a data dictionary to accompany the PACP manual in order to reduce discrepancies. Various PACP certification levels were also considered, as well as modifications to the Exchange database format to open PACP up to various platforms, including pendant software. In addition to all of these accomplishments, NASSCO committee members also contributed their time and knowledge to the development of technical articles published throughout the year. We are grateful to the ongoing support of the leading industry trade publications. Through their partnership, NASSCO continues to set standards in the assessment, maintenance, and rehabilitation of underground infrastructure and assures the continued acceptance and growth of trenchless technologies. To learn more or to join a NASSCO committee, please visit nassco.org.